Hey gamers, Esper here, and I'm at the Star City Games Open Series in Oakland, and I'm very excited because I'm going to be interviewing Cedric Phillips. He's the voice of the Open Series. He's an amazing commentator, and then I'm also going to be harassing some of my friends for their favorite tips on how to move from casual Magic the Gathering to competitive. I'm here with Cedric Phillips. One could call you the voice of the Star City Games Open Series, right?
If they want to, that's up to them. Just because I work a lot, I suppose I am the voice of the Open Series.
So can you please introduce to the audience who you are, what you do? Because I know you do a lot. Every time I turn into Twitch, if I'm watching anything from Star City Games, I see you. You're all over the place.
I'm busy. I do a lot of this stuff with Magic. All right, so I guess officially I am the voice. It sounds so like arrogant. I do a lot of commentary for Star City Games. I do about 40 shows a year for the Open Series, so typically when you tune in, it'll be myself and Patrick Sullivan doing the commentary for the Open Series. I'm also the online content coordinator for Star City Games as well, which is a really nice way of saying I'm in charge of all of the articles.
So you're pretty busy.
Yeah.
And so now I'm going to give you a very broad question, but for someone who doesn't know what Star City Games is, what is Star City Games?
All right, so here's a broad answer. Star City Games is like this super mega store for Magic based out of Roanoke, Virginia. And then you can go to starcitygames.com to find articles and buy singles and all of that stuff. So basically we are the largest Magic the Gathering store in the world. It's actually pretty sweet.
I know this is a kind of an interesting question because I know a lot of people love you. They think you're fantastic.
Love is,
I know.
Love is so strong.
So how did you get into commentating?
Oh my goodness. Man, the story is like, it's like kind of negative. Basically like, the Open Series way back when it started, like 2008, 2009. And this is when I was playing Magic and kind of, trying like a real life adult job for a little while. Well, they were doing commentary and I didn't think it was very good. And I was kind of vocal about how I didn't think it was very good. That's not the way you should try to get a job, by the way. So I was like, look, I think I can do this better. You guys should give me the opportunity to do this. And after doing that for a while, they finally gave me a shot. My first show went really well in June of 2012, and I've been doing it ever since. It's like a roundabout way of obtaining a position, which is kind of being a negative Nancy, but that's what worked for me. I wouldn't recommend that for everyone, but here I am, so.
And so I know the Fragdoll community, we have a lot of casual players who are just starting to get into Magic. They play a lot of Duels of the Planeswalkers, they go to the occasional F&M. Do you think Star City Games and the Open Series is a good way to kind of hop into competitive gaming?
I think it is like the perfect jump into competitive gaming personally. It's got a laid-back kind of environment. If you go to a Grand Prix or a Pro Tour, if you qualify for one of those, it is kind of overwhelming. Grand Prix have nowadays 2,000, 3,000 players. There's so many people. The Open Series, we'll get a lot of people depending on where we go. Like this particular tournament we're at, we've got about 450 people here in Oakland. But it feels just more relaxed. You're kind of in a smaller space. You can come here with your friends, make a weekend out of it, and you're jumping into competitive play. You'll see some players who you recognize on the internet, but by and large, it's people who are just here to play, spend a weekend, and maybe eventually make a name for themselves.
If people want to catch up with you and see what you're doing, I know they can hop on starcitygames.com. Yep. They can read your articles, listen to your podcast.
Yes, my podcast is called Ced Talks. You can find it on SoundCloud. It is a blatant ripoff of TED Talks, but someone thought of it and I thought it was a great idea, so I just kind of ran with it. That's on SoundCloud. You can also download on iTunes. You can follow me on Twitter, Cedric A. Phillips as well. Hopefully you like basketball and Magic and Paramore, because if you don't, then you probably don't want to follow me, because that is the majority of my tweets. But there you go. That's just who I am.
So if you're looking to make the jump from casual to competitive, the best advice that I can give you is try to seek out players who are better than you. Magic is a game that's very complicated. There's also a lot of variance to it too, so it's easy to attribute your losses to not drawing enough lands or not drawing enough spells, but there's a lot of room to improve, and you can really only get to that spot once you start seeking out better players, whether that's at your local store at Friday Night Magic, whether you start going to PTQs or other stores to pursue better competition. But to really make the next step, I think the best thing that you can do is just seek out the best competition as possible, learn from those players, ask them questions, and try to grow that way.
And if you are still too nervous to join the main event, we've got a lot of great side events, and it's the perfect learning environment because all of the judges are very happy to assist you and answer any of those rules questions that you're missing, or just teach you a little bit about tournament procedures so you're ready for when you're going to go to the Pro Tour.
My tip is review all of your games with the same level of depth. It's really easy to dismiss a mistake when you win the game, But if you look at all of the games that you won and all of the games you lost with the same critical level, you'll excel a lot as a player over time.
Hey gamers, I'm Saber, it's PAX Prime 2014, and I am here with Alexei Pajitnov, the creator of the original Tetris. How is it going?